In the meantime, Pachetti says he will continue to sit in the House of Commons as an independent member. Of course, we will continue to follow this story for you in the coming days here on Global Montreal. Well, a local weekly newspaper that has served a growing community for almost 100 years now has suddenly disappeared. The Gazette Vaudreuil-Soulanges, more commonly known as the Hudson Gazette, has stopped publishing. There's no explanation from the paper's editorial board or its owners. As Tim Sargent tells us in this exclusive interview, the people living and working in Hudson are dumbfounded.
It's sad to see one of Hudson's longest existing newspapers suddenly disappear like that. That's sad.
Frank Hicks didn't see this day coming. The longtime antique shop owner in Hudson can't figure out what happened to the local newspaper he's relied on for years.
I'm usually pretty well in the know of what happens in this town, and I've heard stories. I've heard them all, but I don't know which to disregard and which to accept as fact, to be honest with you.
The Gazette Vaudreuil-Soulanges, commonly known as the Hudson Gazette, is no longer publishing. Its head office at 397 Main Road is deserted. The only sign of life? A stack of newspapers under a Gazette sign. In this age of digital journalism and information that spreads as fast as a 140-character tweet, many people in this bedroom community lament the loss of their local weekly, a newspaper they grew up with.
Probably all my life. I've lived in Hudson, born and raised here. Can't remember when the paper wasn't here.
The newspaper has been a long-standing Democratic pillar in Hudson. It first published on December 20th, 1919, under the name The News Tribune. Back then, Robert Borden was Prime Minister of Canada, and pilots Alcock and Brown made the first successful transatlantic flight from St. John's, Newfoundland. In recent years, the newspaper expanded well beyond Hudson, covering news across the region off the western tip of the island. People loved its content and some of its opinionated writers.
It's too bad. I enjoy it. They have really good articles. I always enjoyed Jim Duff. He's very controversial. He really says what's on his mind, and I appreciate that.
The most recent edition we could find is dated October 1, and in here there is a notice indicating that the paper wouldn't be published the following week due to upgrades to their hardware and software systems. But as far as we know, this is the last paper that was published. Even the mayor can't understand what happened.
I think it's regrettable, really, because it's been around for a long time, and it's part of the soul and the heart of Hudson, and it's another voice.
Ed Prévost says he spoke with the paper's editor earlier this week, but no explanation was given. So the mystery over why the local weekly stopped printing continues in this small town that can no longer rely on its once prestigious paper. Tim Sargent, Global News, Hudson.
All right, we're going to check your forecast with